This is the one where I think I have a little bit of disagreement with Bobby. Friendly disagreement, Bobby? Friendly disagreement. We're all friends here. I'm Dr. Pastuch, the founder of Active Life. And I've been in the fitness industry for almost as long as the topic of today's video, Bobby Maximus. All of the things that I'm gonna do when I talk about what Bobby has to say about the 5 exercises that he would recommend avoiding, or as he titled it, the 5 worst exercises for men over 40, is based on my experience seeing patients in the clinical setting and training clients for over 20 years. He says some really good stuff, and it's hard for me because I have so much respect for Bobby. And by the way, to make it abundantly clear, if you're in a room and a fight breaks out, you want Bobby's like pick one to be on your team.
This is gonna end right here, right now. Let's dance.
I want to be careful not to piss Bobby Maximus off in this video. I respect him, I like him, I think he's super smart, he's been in the industry longer than I have. There's some nuance that I want to add and some slight disagreement that I want to discuss that I think he would be happy to talk to me about over dinner if we were ever in the same room. Let's get to it. So this video is about the 5 worst exercises for men over 40. Let's see how we start.
All right, here's the deal. You're 40 years old and you woke up today and you decided it was time to finally get fit, but you don't know what exercises to do and you don't know how to train safely. And frankly, you're a little bit scared. This is something that we all grapple with in some area of our life.
So let's stop it there. The first thing that's important to understand about what Bobby's talking about in this video is who he's talking to. Bobby is not talking to people who've been training their entire lives, who are physically fit, who have a big training age and a lot of skill. He's talking to people who want to finally get back off the couch and into the gym so that they can start getting fit. It's really, really important. Because what he talks about is exercises to avoid. But I don't think he's saying to avoid these in totality. I think he's saying if you're one of these people, these are not exercises that need to be in your program when you're starting out. Let's keep that in mind as we go.
At any rate, today, I am going to show you 5 exercises that if you're over the age of 40 and you're trying to get fit, you should absolutely stay away from. But it's not just that. I'm going to show you a better substitute, something that will get you more fit, will help you build more muscle, burn more fat, and honestly just live the life you really want to live.
That sounds promising.
The first thing I'm going to show you that you should not do is a leg press. Now the leg press isn't going to hurt you, all right? You're gonna sit down on the leg press. There are different types of leg presses. You're gonna press up, you're gonna release the safeties, and you're going to do whatever reps you wanna do. People do sets of 10, people do sets of 15. Now, people think this is a safe alternative for a squat. And while that is true, and while you can develop a lot of leg strength on the leg press, it's not the most functional thing. One of the things we all grapple with as we get older is we need to still train our proprioception. We still need to train balance. We still need to train functionality.
Okay, so I want to break down the leg press as an exercise to not do as a person over the age of 40. Who's trying to get into exercise for the first time in a long time and get into shape. The first thing that you need to recognize when you're watching this video is presumably this is Bobby's gym and there's a leg press in it. So that doesn't mean that Bobby thinks leg presses are bad or dangerous. It's that he thinks that on the hierarchy of great exercise to poor exercise, leg press is down at poor exercise for people who are over the age of 40 trying to get into shape for the first time in a long time. And what he says about proprioception and your relationship with the ground, I agree. It's true. It's more useful that we get used to doing things on our feet than off of our feet. Let's see what else he has to say.
The most functional way you can train your legs is single leg work.
I agree, Bobby. Single leg work is the most functional thing that you can do for your legs. The question is that, I can't tell if he's suggesting that this is a replacement for leg press or if it's just something completely alternative to do. Let's see.
Now stay with me for a minute. If you want to go play baseball It's primarily single leg. You want to play soccer, it's single leg. You take your kids to the Ninja Warrior Park or the trampoline park, it's going to be single leg work. If you're hiking, if you're going upstairs, if you're moving furniture, everything comes down to that single leg work. So I want to do some single leg training. And my favorite single leg exercise for both balance, proprioception, single leg strength, but also mobility and flexibility is something I call the Bulgarian split squat. For the
Bobby's substitute for the leg press as the Bulgarian split squat. I love the Bulgarian split squat. I don't know that I would choose that as the replacement for the leg press, only because if I'm trying to replace a bilateral exercise, I would replace it with a bilateral exercise. And I think an air squat, a goblet squat would be a great choice. Even a barbell squat, if you have the skill, sandbag, whatever, squat something with weight, would be a great choice to replace the leg press, provided that you have the skill and the range of motion to do it. And I love Bulgarian split squats. They're in a lot of programs for clients that I've worked with in the past. I just don't see it as the best replacement for a leg press, if that makes sense. I would stay bilateral, even though I love unilateral stuff.
And this might seem a little bit hypocritical because you see me do this the odd time. I do not want you deadlifting heavy.
So Bobby doesn't want you doing heavy deadlifts. I agree. Now the question becomes, what's heavy? What's heavy for you? How is he defining heavy? I'll tell you how I would define heavy. I don't want you, if you're brand new off the couch, to be close to failure on any of your reps. I don't want to have to worry about if you have bad technique, the weight is likely to cause you a problem. You need to be working with weights that are light enough that bad technique gets a pass, because you're going to have bad technique when you first start. So if you're going to deadlift, I'm with Bobby all the way on this one. Heavy deadlifts are completely unnecessary.
Social media, I do light axle bar deadlifts. Why the axle bar? Because it's going to work my grip as well.
Now he wants you to replace it with an axle bar deadlift. I don't hate that. I think the fat grip part of it is going to be good for grip strength, and also it's a limiter. It's a constraint. You can't pull as much weight off of the ground when your grip is wide as you could when your grip is narrow. So I like this replacement. I'll share another replacement that I like, perhaps even better, which is heavy farmer's carries. You can do that with dumbbells, you can do it with kettlebells, you can do it with farmer's handles, you can do it with an axle bar. Walking is hinging, and I like farmer's carries in replacement of heavy deadlifts because I just think that they're far less likely to cause you an injury. They're lower skill, even though there is some skill. And I'm breaking the rule I said in the first one, replace a bilateral exercise with a bilateral exercise. But it's my video, so I'll break rules if I want to, all right?
A lot of these guys, once they get done with the NFL Combine, they aren't benching with a barbell over and over and over and over again.
Spot on. I mean, Bobby, fantastic. Barbell bench press is a glamour lift in high school and college. And after that, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. I like barbell bench. I train by myself at Active Life before anybody is showing up in the morning. And I understand that the injury risk from barbell bench press is fairly low, like it is with any exercise. But the injury risk from barbell bench press is higher than alternatives with less bang for the buck. And so I don't barbell bench press because if I'm in there by myself and something does go wrong, I'm screwed. So
one of the dumbbells
Bobby's in my mind on
stay
this
down
one.
by your chest. It's not going to touch your chest. It's going to stay down by your chest about an inch off.
I love the replacement. I love dumbbell bench press as an alternative to barbell bench press. That's actually what I do. I'm not sure about the alternating left to right. If the goal here is to put mass on your chest or to build strength in your chest, you're not going to want to go for the 100 reps or whatever he said there. You're going to want to stay in the same kind of ranges of 12 to 30, depending on the goal. And you're going to want to work with weights that are fairly heavy through that rep range. At the same time, what he's doing here challenges your body in a totally different way than a mass building chest set would. But I'm with Bobby on the dumbbells instead of the barbell. I think that's spot on. That's premium content right there, my friend.
Done a heavy back squat twice in 2 years, both on my birthday, just to see if I still could. but I don't do them regularly in my programming because the risk to my low back is not worth the functional benefit I am getting in the real world.
Bobby Maximus! Can we put the clip in here of me saying the same thing Bobby just said right here, and everybody on the internet promptly trying to discredit me for it?
Yes.
Thank you. Bobby, I could send you a thank you card. I appreciate this one so much. Heavy back squats are fine if you want to do them, but they don't have the value that so many people like to say that they have. And if you don't want to hear it from me, hear it from the guy himself. Hear it from Bobby Maximus, who's been around training people longer than almost anybody who any of us know, who's worked with celebrities, he's worked with high-level athletes. This guy has fought in the UFC. If you can't take it from me because you think I just haven't squatted enough weight, I'm not strong enough, I haven't been a professional fighter, and you think you can say it to me because I'm not going to come beat you up.
Squat. We're going to have the kettlebell right under our chin. We're going to squat down to just below parallel. We're going to make sure our knees are open and wide and tracking in line with our toes. Our body is proud and upright, and we're going to stand up.
A goblet squat's a fine choice here. I think the limiting factor for a goblet squat when we're trying to compare it to what a back squat would do is your shoulder strength and your hand strength. I know there are guys out there like Tom DeJulie, Pat Damiano. I'm sure there's other guys in the alternative training space with kettlebells, maces, clubs, all that kind of stuff who can do goblet squats with super heavy weight, and those guys are studs. I know both of the ones I mentioned. They're hard to keep up with. In fact, impossible for me to keep up with. They're just fitter than me, stronger than me, all better looking than me, cooler than me. This video is starting to make me sad. The limiting factor on a goblet squat is stuff like shoulder strength, grip strength, and skill holding the bell in that position. So I think while it's a good choice, I love a belt squat if you have access to a belt squat instead of a goblet squat. The reason I like a belt squat is it deloads the upper body. If we're really trying to train legs and glutes, the belt squat's a great way to do it without having to load the spine, the shoulders, the neck, anything else that comes with the skill necessary for squatting a heavy barbell on your back. If you don't have access to a belt, you can do something like jumping squats. You can do Bobby's goblet squats here. You can even do something like pushing or reverse sled drags. All of those are going to give you really good bang for your buck in place of a squat. But I couldn't agree with Bobby more. Heavy back squats are the king of overrated exercises.
Big fans in here. It's going to create a lot of resistance so you can build some leg muscle, and you can do some tremendous interval type work on here. And yes, you have to do cardio. You do not want to skip your cardio. When you talk about longevity, cardio is everything. So no more running for you.
This is the one where I think I have a little bit of disagreement with Bobby. Friendly disagreement, Bobby. Friendly disagreement. We're all friends here. Love your stuff. Love your video. But I think you can run. I think it's okay to go running when you're over 40. My recommendation would be the biggest reason why people get hurt running is because they do it without a plan. They do it with the absence of the strength training necessary to create the body that can endure the long runs and the long running programs. And they do it exclusively. I think if you're going for a run once a week, twice a week, and you're keeping it to distances that leave some in the tank for you, it's beneficial for you. And I love the fan bike. I love the fan bike as an alternative or as an additional. And I agree with everything Bobby is saying about the cardio. I just think running is a good idea. And so I would encourage you to do it and to be able to do it and to do it again within your means. You're not a young buck anymore. Your playing days are behind you. Well, your playing days that people want to watch are behind you. You can still play. I think Bobby is one of the GOATs. I love what that guy has to say. And I hope that you found what he had to say valuable. I also hope that you found the nuance that I added to it provides you even more opportunity to find ways to train in a way that is sustainable and safe for you as you age out of the days that people want to watch you play sports to the days that you drag your kids so that they can see daddy's still got it. I'm Dr. Sean Pastuch, owner and founder of Active Life. Remember, if you like this video, like this video, subscribe to this channel, share it with a friend, and live more, hurt less.